Hi there, welcome. I'm Diane with a special question answer this lesson for Blondes Prefer Gentlemen. I do love your questions. That is why I'm here. This is a rare opportunity for you guys to get to ask a lady about something that is part of your heart. And I don't know if I'm the kind of girl that you're looking for, but you get to have my perspective. And I like to think that I'm the kind of lady that is desirable to men, so that I'm a good sampling of answers for different ladies. Now, if you're looking for somebody who is easy or doesn't have some kind of standards or will not have you stand up to being the kind of man that you can be, I am not the girl to be asking questions. But if you want somebody who's going to make you feel so excited to be with her, then yeah, I'm the right person to ask. So here's the question, and I'll just let you hear it and then I'll respond to it. So thank you for asking, and please keep your questions coming. There's a girl at work who doesn't work in my department, but I see her walk by in the halls or in the parking lot from time to time. Last week we happened to leave at the same time, and she even held the door open for me as we exited. So I summoned up some courage just to say something to her as we were walking to our cars. What I said was really casual and just about the weather, but she responded, but that was it. I thought if I at least said something to her, that would be a start and make it easier for the next time, if there happens to be one. So here's the question. Since we don't even know each other and we happen to work at the same company, what would you want a guy to say to you if it was the second time he bumped into you? Keep in mind, I don't even know if this gal is married or taken. So this is all just some fantasy or something. I'm just hoping she's available and she would possibly be interested, because if I found out she was already taken or off the market due to being married or etc., then my whole perception would change. I wouldn't get so Twitter-pated when I see her, etc. And obviously I wouldn't pursue someone like that at work. Wow, thank you so much for setting the scene for me so that I can give a good response. First of all, I applaud you for asking the question. That is a very great thing to do, to have not only the courage to talk to this girl, but also the courage to ask someone like me. So I appreciate you doing that, and just that alone lets me know that you desire to be a true gentleman. And because you desire it, you will be one. And so you are one. You already are one. And so for that, I applaud you, and I applaud your courage. Now let me address a couple of things in here. Yeah, you got to find out if this girl's married, because it's going to make you crazy. If she's married, she's completely hands off, but you can always be cordial and fun and flirtatious. You don't want to be a part of anything that would break up a marriage. That would be horrible for anybody to live with. And because a lot of extramarital affairs do happen at work, I would absolutely caution from ever doing anything like that. So just with that aside, but let's assume she's available, and I'm not going to assume for sure, but I'm just saying so that I can continue on. Let's assume she is available. You have to decide, do you want to pursue a relationship with someone at your work? Basically, you're not quite sure if she's in your department or whatever, but I don't believe in accidents. If you keep running into this person, maybe she enjoys running into you too. And I love the light touch. I love the humor. I love the banter. And it doesn't have to be always flirtatious, but it can always be fun. And don't you want to have a relationship that's fun? So if you bumped into her again, or if I bumped into you again and it was me or something, if I didn't say something or you did or whatever, you could just keep it light. We meet again, Fräulein. Or you can say, oh, we've got to stop meeting like this. Or give her a little nickname that includes all that. That's always a funny thing to say. Well, hello, miss, I keep bumping into you, but I don't know your name or if you're married. Did you see how smooth that was? Well, Hello, miss, I keep bumping into you, but I don't know your name and I don't know if you're married. See, you can get a lot out by being a little bit humorous, but being honest. Um, Another question about asking other people at work, what's her story? I would caution against involving other people. You are a man in every sense of the word, and you can handle your own love life. You can be direct, and you can figure out the way to win your way into a woman's heart, really just by being you and being direct. And that may seem like, oh, I can't do that. But if you can't do that, we're looking for men who can own it. If you don't feel that you own it yet, why don't you feel that? Why don't you feel that? So that may be another question, to look within and say, do I feel worthy of having the love of my life? Do I deserve it? Because if there's other things in your past that have you feel like you're undeserving or unworthy of the kind of amazing relationship that you do deserve, that you seek, that you desire, that you crave, that you ache for, that maybe you pray for and cry for because you're feeling lonely, then what is it? Heal it. Address it. Get it over with so that you can bring yourself whole to a relationship. I wouldn't want to be a guy. I have to be honest. I'm glad that I'm not a guy. But I know what I like in a guy. And I like a guy who owns being a man. I like a manly man. And I think it's perfectly appropriate to let a woman know in one fashion or another, without being gross, that you are interested. And the fact that she makes you feel Twitter-pated is awesome. I love that feeling because it lets you know that that feeling that you kind of want is possible. And there are certain people that we meet that they're so nice, but they don't make us feel anything. And it's kind of hard to put your finger on that. Well, he's really nice, but what is nice? It doesn't have any passion to it. And you want to have somebody who has that kind of passion in their life, don't you? And so that would be one method that I would use, is humor. And if you're not a funny kind of person, develop some humor. Because having a playful side to you, even if you have very serious work, or should I say, especially if you have serious work, is going to be a great blessing to you and to her, because it will give you a light feeling every time that you guys bump into each other, which will happen again. Trust me, I know it will happen. Maybe you can have a little something prepared, like a little gift, and say, oh, I didn't know if I would run into you again, but I have something here that just in case I did. And maybe you can have a little something prepared. That might be kind of flattering for a woman if you have the courage to do that. All these things I've seen these and I've had them happen. So I want to make a little pause here as I reflect on some other possibilities, but hopefully that's enough to get you started in case you see this person again. Again, let me review. Decide if you, first of all, if she's available. Decide if you are willing to risk having a work-related office romance. If it goes south, that's a miserable situation at work. And if all systems are go and you're both interested, then yes, plunge forward and use your fancy sense of humor, because those are the kinds of moments that endear you to each other, are the things that make you giggle inside and have you increase that feeling of being Twitter-pated. So just think of it, what would delight you? I'd say just be you. Be you and have fun with it. Thanks so much for your question, and I will address your other questions in upcoming video. I'm Diane.